Hey, okay, so what I did first is I pretty much flattened this beautiful pastry, okay? So I'm not done yet because this is where I'm going to show you, all right? So this is what I sectioned it for. Now this is all one form, okay? So one flat form, so I'm going to get four more, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing first is I have 1 stick butter, and I have 1 cup of flour, and I have a nice cup of ice water, okay, because it's requesting the cold water as well. So besides me kneading it, I'm only going to knead it just a little bit, but the machine here is going to be kneading it for me, okay? So I'm going to be opening this. And I'm going to be cutting it, and actually this is what I'm going to be doing, cutting it in 4. So let's see if you're able to see. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be doing. This is all I'm going to just be cutting it, just so it'll be easier for it to knead inside the machine, and the rest it's going to be taking place. This is a fun homemade pastry. The only 3 items you're going to need is the butter that I'm going to be putting in here. After I have put the butter in, then I'm going to let the machine take its place. So as you hear that it is kneading, and this is pretty much what it's going to be doing, okay? So as the butter breaks down, and I'm going to let it in, sit probably about 2 minutes. So as it's breaking down, then that's when I'm going to be adding the flour. Okay. This is a nice comfort pastry that you can have people over, hot tea, or maybe have some. Okay, so we're going to turn it off. And we're just going to be removing it from all this area right here from the machinery. Then we're going to be adding the flour. So as you see that once the flour and the butter are mixing together, I'm only going to be using 3 tablespoons of cold water. So I'm looking for my tablespoon. Okay. Found it. Okay. So remember, I'm only going to be using 3 tablespoons of cold water. Now this is icy water. So first of all, I want to show you how it looks. Okay, you're able to see. So it's all crumbled. It's ready to go. 3 ingredients: butter, flour, and icy water. Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay. So after it is formed, and once that we show you the way it looks, and you're going to be able to see the way before and after, so this is a really neat experience. So as you already see how it's forming, okay, so this is how we want it to be. So it's ready to be and to be formed the way the photo that I have showed you, exactly like this, okay? So if you do not have the pastry, then you can choose to have a pastry from the supermarket, Philly pastry, or you can make it yourself. Really simple, okay? Very simple, the way it looks, the way it feels. It is going to be a really fun moment to knead, okay? And I will remind you again, only 3 ingredients, okay? It's flour, 1 cup of flour, icy water, only 3 tablespoons, and butter, okay? All right. So I have some flour here, so it won't stick. Let's see if you guys are able to see. Okay. So let's see. All right. So you want to start kneading this as soon as it is done from the bowl, okay? So you won't have any stickiness. You don't need to add water. You don't add anything else because you had already done that, okay? Just add a little bit of flour. All right, so this is where you go. Now remember to have it formed. So before anything else, I'm going to start putting my oven on at 350 so it can be ready. I already have the apples on the top stove. Now the apples I will also share with you what's in the ingredients as well. Okay. And it will be easy for you to roll, use the pin, the rolling pin. So it'll be easy for you. Now if you let it sit in the mixing bowl, it is going to be a little tough. Just to let you know, future reference. So you want to start using the roller pin right as soon as it is done. Okay, so I have a pizza cutter, and this is what you're going to be doing. So it's dependent on the size that you want it. So if you want a large size or a medium size or just any size that you want, depending, it's optional. Okay, so I am going to be using these as well. So I'm going to leave them aside. Because this is a little bit thinner, I think I'm just going to be using probably this one. Okay. All right. Okay, great. And remember, there's also all different types of flour they can use if there's any allergy reaction to the gluten. You can also change the flour to gluten-free. But this is just a regular white flour that I have used. Okay. Okay, now this one's gonna go on this point here. So let me show you the way it's looking so far. So you're able to see. And remember, I have these out because it's gonna be going over the apples, okay? It's gonna be apples in a Philly. Okay, so if you have apples on the side, then you are able to use apples, peaches. Remember, add a little extra seasoning. Okay. All right. This is really fun. Now remember, I have one more. So total of these, I made 2. Okay. This is a whole pie. Okay. Really easy and simple. You want to start using the roller pin. All right, there we go. And any size. Now you want to use extra okay, there we go. So you're going to fill in at least about maybe 3 inches to where the rim is, and the rest is going to be hanging out. Okay, the rest is going to be out layered because this is what we're going to be doing. After the apples are filled in, we are going to be covering it up. All right. And there we go. Okay, so just to cover this up, fix fixing it, repairing it. Fun moment. Okay. Now remember, I have extra ones here as well. Okay, so I need maybe about 2 more on this end because remember, you want to make sure that every corner is filled in. Okay. Okay, now if it breaks, you are able to just repair it. Okay. Add a little bit more flour. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, so stay tuned because I am going to be getting my apples. Thanks for watching. I'll be right back.